This is what I want to do. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yo! 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 I'm sorry. Listen to me. Hi. Welcome to the 11th episode of the THS. I am speaking a bit loudly. Lower your volume. It's okay. I speak loudly. People say that to my face. It's fine. I'm used to it already. But lower your volume. You have the accessibility to lower actually the volume. So lower it if needed. I don't want this to hear too much. Now, today, you know what? Let me hear the thing and then let me quickly check to change my glasses because they're pissing me off. Because I can't drive blindly. By the way, I will let you know, you can see all my seats. I'm trying to find a better angle. I'm trying to not do everything so perfect and try new things. This has been the subject. You know, it's not like you're doing everything crazy. You're thinking about things and you're doing things differently, but there's still, you know, new things, new thoughts, new outcomes, new experiences bring everything new. So you will have to deal with that shadow aspect of things and you will have to deal with the positive things. It's just that you will experience both, you will feel both. This is what's happening currently. So if you see all the extra seats, just imagine you're in here with me in the car and we're just talking. Or, even better one, my team is back there supporting me, looking all pretty, looking all good. Be like, yo! So, yeah. Let me do what you know what? I don't want to stop the thing. Because that then, we're not inclined to messiness or not being perfect. My volume of my voice being too loud, not sounding soft enough, not having my makeup done, not having my hair done. Of course, I'm not saying I don't look good, but there's always something you gotta check. There's always something you gotta verify, confirm. There's always a doubt that you need answer. There's always a question that you need answer, and that's not helping. It's not helping. It's not. And collectively, because in today's specific episode, we have a few downloads / channels that I've been receiving through the week and through just the current season experience. And we talked about perfectionism a little bit, not that much. But I'm gonna throw myself. Thank you. I appreciate you. But it's been a weird, heavy week. Because you're facing new decisions, you're facing new outcomes, you're facing the new. And facing the new means you're facing the unknown. And the unknown, like some people say, it tends to be dark. Not because it's evil, not because it's dangerous, but just because you can't see it. And you just have to accept that. That's just how it is. That's just how it works. And that's why God works with blind faith. Because most of the things He works with, teaches us, is to work with blind faith. Because we can't have the access to know everything. Yes, you can have a certain perspective. You can have a certain awareness until a certain level. But as I always say, you know everything. Everything you know. And after that, you know nothing else. It's not about us being wrong. Again, it's not about being failures. But when you are so used to taking care of yourself, watching yourself, picking yourself up if you fall, and doing whatever you have to do to search for a solution that makes you feel good, that makes you feel better, or that is a problem solver for the moment. You have accessibility to a million things. You have accessibility to a million things that you can and cannot see. Do you understand what I mean? So it's either you trust what you see, or it's either you trust what you don't see, or it's either, as I always speak on, you find the balance between both. 555 on the timer. Understand that God sometimes just doesn't like perfect, because perfect is, like a girl on a video said, it comes from colonization. It comes from patriarchy, or a system that tries to make us into a perfect human model, you know? And their perfect human model, the thing that first came to my mind is a fucking AI woman robot being at your service. And then we have boyfriend, girlfriend apps that are AI. So then you come here to not expect things, but things that should be expected and should be kind of like a fucking base ground, like fucking fundamental, fucking like base minimum knowledge. Like it's like, you know, people say, yeah, I'm street smarts. What does street smarts mean? Street smarts for me will have basic human empathy, basic patience, basic understanding, cognitive thinking, conscious thinking, being able to choose and not feel like the world is out to get you, or that the world is against you for some reason. Yeah, sometimes you enjoying life so good, and sometimes life is going so good that you don't want to change, you don't want to do anything for yourself. So you actually have to look for ways to do the extra shadow work. If you have things that keep you stuck, if you have things that are not making you feel like you're moving, if you want to add to things and want to manifest things, but you're not thinking about them, acting on them, facing them, then what are you doing? Yeah, I want to be a singer, but I'm not singing. I want to be a dancer, but I'm not dancing. I want to act, but I don't even know the fundamentals of acting. You know, I want to write a book, but I'm not writing. You want something, or you desire something. Again, tell me your whys. Tell me your whys. Why do you want to be this? Why do you want to do that? Why do you desire this? There's wants, there's desires, there's dreams, there's all kinds of things we want / desire / hope for. But want means one thing, desire means one thing, and dream hoping means another. You have to make sure you don't confuse all of them, because they do not mean the same things. They do not give the same things. And some of the things that you want maybe are actually desires, and some of the things you desire are maybe just wants. But you have to check in with yourself, see how you feel with it, because you have so many options, so many things you can try, so many ways to invest your time, your thoughts, your action, your self-expression, your understanding, your words, your all. You have so many ways of investing all of that in your life And then you realize you desire or want to do something, but then your investments are not aligning with the path you want, with the life you want. How can you be a singer if you don't sing, if you don't write, if you don't intentionally go in the industry and find a way to do what you want to do? You want to be a writer, same goes there. You want to be a dancer, same goes there. You want to be a model, same goes there. You want to have you want to be a racer, a fucking racer car, I don't know. Our collective is weird, big, and kind of undergroundish, just a little bit. Like Natija says, it's like underdogs. We come from the underground shit and we didn't get stuck there. It's not because I'm having a vision of Arcane, like the underworld and the top world. It was not that the top world was better. They were just two different worlds with two different truths, and people choose where to get stuck on, where they wanted to be and where they thought they needed to be. That's just it. None was better than the other one. None was perfecter than the other one. And everyone was going through their life in a more bigger, impactful, seen way, because their whys were bigger, their desires were bigger, their wants were bigger, so their outcomes are going to be bigger. You can't expect to, yeah. You have to solve the math problem before you get the answer, But solving was the thing that got you the answer. Some people think you don't have to solve the equation. Some people think it gets solved over them, or some people think that they can find anybody else to answer it for them, and then they'll get the answer. Yeah, you might get the same answer, but the way he got his answer wasn't your way. The free thing about math is that while they might teach you there's a certain way, there's a certain equation, the equation is always expanding. The equation is always changing, and the more letters, the more symbols, the more numbers that they add, the more it expands. It's not that they're creating something new. It's that the thing that started the creation keeps expanding and becoming something new every time, just based from the original blueprint. It won't be the same as the first time you saw the equation, but it came from exactly that. It has a source, but it doesn't mean that the whole thing, it's the source. Good. And I'm gonna share something personal, because while I used to do a lot of readings on TikTok, and while these videos, I don't only post them because I desire to help and I desire to express and expand myself in different ways, but because it genuinely helps me too. I get to see myself, I get to witness myself, and I get so sad and crying. Why? I don't know. And while what I see, some people might not see it, and what some people might see, I don't see it. I find a way to be empathic enough to see both ways. And whatever worst side of me is seen, and then whatever best part of me is seen, I love them both. I see them both, because the foundation that makes us or a collective or me is the fact that I can see fully who the fuck I am, the worst parts of me and the best parts of me, and I am patient enough, I am empathic enough, I am graceful enough, and I'm forgiving enough. Because if I can't offer that to everybody and accept them without their authenticity, because people nowadays are trying to be perfect, even people that are trying to be perfect, I accept them fully for what they represent, are what they want, their secret desires and stuff. And I see the potential, I see the beauty that some people in themselves, like in their own selves, they can't see. But that's just a human, maybe survival nature. Because if maybe we all fully saw what we are and we didn't take care of it correctly, we just let it like run its course, that's just, again, me trying to explain something, and I'm trying to control, because authenticity is so free, it's scary. And when you've been born and been living your whole life in a specific room with specific things thought, with specific ways of thinking, being, and not only that, but maybe the room was painted, maybe the room had certain things, maybe the room had books. You don't know, and nobody had accessibility to the same things. And people sometimes, even if they were in the same room, they would access different things, they would touch different things around the room, or maybe they wouldn't even touch anything at all. And when you finally step out of that room, and it's not that you see that the world works different, but at the end of the day, everyone is so freely themselves. Freak you. It paused. I don't even remember where it paused. Whatever. I spoke a lot. I said a lot. I cried a little. And I was mostly talking about the things I received this week. But yeah, it all comes down and ends up on looking at things with intention, acting with intention, and educating yourself / giving your attention to the things you desire with intention. Because while you desire to be a singer and your wise is money, then yeah, that will be your results. If you want to be a singer and you actually do it because you love it, then love is what you will receive. And even everything that represents love for you. Life is so complicated, life is so free, and life is so limitless that it can be anything you want it to be. But are you willing to trust blindly? You all see what you see, but you never see what it's unseen. But you always feel it, you always witness it, you always experience it. And that doesn't mean that you have to see it. You can experience grief and not see it. You can experience depression and not see it. You can experience happiness and not see it. Not everything you see is true, and not everything you don't see is false or true. You just have to have discernment with everything you do, with the things that you act on, and the things you actually desire to manifest. You have to act daily, consistently, ritualistically. That's what you owe yourself, don't you think? Living with intention, basically. And when you see with intention, even what is visible and even what is invisible, the intention is still there, and that's all that matters. Stop working with what you see, stop working with what you don't see, and focus right now on intention. Because then you ask, God slapped me on my face with my own video, in the video of why am I not receiving, and I was just checking my account, just scrolling, and it put itself alone. Like I pressed it without even noticing, and I started to see it. It's not that I'm not receiving, it's that I'm receiving what I do not desire. I don't like it. I'm not receiving what I desire. So I'm focusing on what I'm not receiving instead of focusing on what I am receiving. You can know what you know. You can have your perspective. You can work with the unseen. You can work with the seen. But if your perspectives, your intentions, most of your intentions are not aligned in the right place, correct place, or where you desire for them to be, God is feeling the confusing. God is feeling the questioning. It happens. We witness it, we experience, we see it. But you don't have to see it to feel it, to experience it, and to act upon it. Your body calls, your body feels. It doesn't have to speak, but you experience it. Just like that. Just like that. We will see how this video goes, how long it was, what it was trying to teach, aligned, and show. I'm a little lost right now. I'm close to work. Thank you so much for everything, for listening to me. Please, as the video intro and everything says, take what resonates and discard what doesn't. I'm just here offering a perspective and also doing what I love and also healing with what I do. So, hope you enjoyed it. Hope this exchange was beautiful in the best way it could be presented, even if it was not perfect. But I guess that's the main topic, subject / download of the whole week. Stop being a perfectionist. Stop perfecting it. Yeah, the better you feel, the better the outcome. But the better the intention, the better you feel, the better you see. See it like as intention being the root and base or the seed. See intention as the seed. And once it's planted, the outcomes, the roots, the stability, the things that you see, the things that you don't see. The bean, it's sprouting. The seed is sprouting. The intention is sprouting, but the roots are still sprouting underground. You will only see once they reach the surface. But the roots need to hold on extremely tightly, because you don't know how big you grow. And if you don't understand how big you grow, you might not have prepared for the bigness of the growth. And if the wind blew a little too harshly and the roots weren't there holding strong enough or growing with you, because the roots don't grow alone, the whole tree grows. But the roots need to grab on, need to be big, and need to be strong. So they can grow, withstand everything. So that is all I have for you guys. Weird setting, weird vibe, great intentions. So you just figure out what you desire to do. Think about what's stopping you, and then find a solution where you can have access to what you desire. But it all starts with the intention. Those are your roots. Please make sure they grow strong and hold on tightly, because earth is earth, ground is ground, and if you take a little bit of dirt in a bag, it becomes loose. But when it's compacted, you can hold on to it pretty damn well. but it needs a container. The dirt, whether it is earth itself, the ground itself, or a really, really big container where it compacts it. And you keep investing on the tree, on the plant, so it keeps growing. But you won't see all of it at first because it's still rooting. Let it root. So when you finally start seeing the little branches, you don't get disappointed. It's been growing a lot more than you can see. It's just on the unseen. It's just underground currently. I guess that's all. Yeah. Maybe that's a download or a confirmation to be watering your plants, goddammit. Or drink water. Water yourself, man. Invest in yourself. Show yourself. I'm sorry. I'm leaving. Bye bye. I love you. Thank you for watching, and yeah. Yeah.